All right, intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems project. So this is my project for my final project. So what is IDS and IPS? And on it says what is intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems exactly. So to give you a summary, both of these are very important in modern cybersecurity. Each plays a significant role in protecting network systems from malicious activities. An intrusion detection system is a security that monitors network traffic or activities for suspicious or strange behavior, policy violations, or an attack from the past, And then when it detects a lot of activity, it creates alerts to notify administrators, but does not take action to block the activity. Intrusion detection systems can be signature-based, detecting threats based on known patterns, or anomaly-based, identifying deviations from normal behavior that might be suggesting an attack. And then for intrusion prevention system, not only detects potential threats like IDS, but also actively intervenes to stop them in real time, typically by blocking all traffic and looking at packets as they pass through and quickly respond to threats. Both systems can absolutely be helpful in defending against a large amount of cybersecurity attacks, including scans involving ports, DOS attacks, and even unauthorized access attempts. Now, IDS are mostly known as IDPS, intrusion detection and prevention systems. So they're pretty much like combined right there. And then given defense and visibility. So that's pretty much what it grants: defense and, being able to see or, be able to see the attacks that's happening or the upcoming threats that are happening. And then for the effectiveness of a lot of these systems do depend on updates, well-done tuning to minimize false positives, and integration with a lot broader security tools like firewalls. Now, when and how IDS and IPS were created. IDS and IPS came about during the growing demand for network system security in the 80s and 90s. IDS was the first introduced in 1980 by James P. Anderson, who was an inventor of the reference monitor in 1972, and audit trail-based intrusion detection in 1980. As threats consistently evolved, the limits of passive detection became visible, later leading on to the development of IPS in the beginning of the 2000s. Today, IDS and IPS technologies are extremely recommended in modern cybersecurity, integrated into both hardware and software solutions to monitor and protect networks against malicious activity. And then companies that use IDS and IPS. So we got tech companies like Google. Google uses IDS/IPS in data centers and cloud services to monitor traffic and see malicious activity. Microsoft integrates IDS/IPS into Azure cloud platform with intrusion features. And then for financial institutions, like banks or things like that, or mortgage or anything like that. So JP Morgan Chase implements IDS/IPS to prevent fraud, secure customer data, and meet compliance standards. Bank of America uses layered security with IDS/IPS to protect internal systems and digital banking platforms. And telecommunications like Metro PCS, more than like telephone providers pretty much. So like AT&T grants IDS/IPS as a part of its cybersecurity suite and uses it internally to secure its massive communication network. And then for Verizon is a pretty common telecommunication that a lot of people use. Verizon utilizes IDS/IPS in network infrastructure and offers managed IDS/IPS servers to customers. So these are just some examples of like certain companies that use IDS and IPS. And then for the suppliers and vendors and service providers. So for the start, we got Cisco Systems is a leading name in this space, offering great solutions like Cisco Firepower, Next Generation IPS, NGI IPS, which works with their networking firewall systems to deliver deep packet inspection and malware protection and detection. Palo Alto provides its threat prevention module and delivers inline intrusion prevention, application layer visibility, automated policy updates, and even policy updates sourced from global threat intelligence. Fortin is another top vendor that supplies the FortiGate NG-FW series with the integrated IPS capabilities that give good performance and detection engines and perfect for high-speed environments. And then for Snort developed a source fire developed by SourceFire remains a popular open source IDS IPS engine that allows a good variety of customization and community-driven rule sets, which are used by smaller organizations. Another one is Suricata, managed by Open Information Security Foundation, OISF for short, which is another open source engine known for its compatibility with protocols and standards. These vendors differentiate themselves based on performance management, integration with existing systems, and advanced analytics and learning-based anomaly detection. So these are pretty much like the supplies, the vendors that most organizations and most companies use to kind of help utilize IDS and IPS. And then for the feature matrix, the matrix typically includes a lot of important features such as detection methods, deployment modes, performance capabilities, and logging while also alerting. Excuse me. The performance is measured in throughput, latency, packet inspection, which is important for high traffic environments like data centers. And integration with global threat intelligence feeds enable constant updates and more accurate detection of zero-day threats. Logging and alerting features are usually assessed based on their compatibility with the SIEM systems and the ability to customize alerts. Response capabilities are vital in IPS systems and include automated blocking and connection resets, while IDS typically focus on alerting and logging. And then for pricing of product services, enterprise-grade solutions from major vendors like Cisco, Palo Alto Networks, Fortinet, and Checkpoint, which usually uses a subscription-based model, which may include upfront hardware costs and add-ons like updates and cloud management. Prices can possibly range from a couple $1,000 per year. Business packages can be tens of thousands for big enterprise deployments. Now, options like Snort and Suricata are free to use, but may require internal resources for setup management and rule updates. Now, the exact total cost of ownership depends on network size, performance, support levels, and then the organization should request quotes and perform cost-benefit analysis when selecting a solution. So these things can be pretty expensive depending on the price range and the business packages that certain companies or a personal or for somebody that's trying to have a personal business would want to use. And then the role of computer forensics. Computer forensics plays a very important role in intrusion detection and prevention systems by giving investigative tools and methods to help understand security incident breaches after they happen. While intrusion detection prevention systems solutions focus on detecting and stopping threats, computer forensics is used to examine and investigate the evidence left behind. It uses tools like log files, which is a common tool to use in forensics and malicious payload, or an unauthorized access tracer to determine the source and impact of an intrusion. This helps organizations support their defenses, support legal action if necessary, and work with regular requirements and analyzing evidence in a structured manner. Now, comparison with other similar product services, intrusion detection and prevention systems differ from traditional firewalls by inspecting network traffic to detect and respond to malicious activity. Unlike antivirus softwares, which protect individual devices, IDPS defends the entire network against a broader range of threats. While SIEM tools concentrate on analyzing security data, IDPS acts in real time to stop attacks as they occur. And then for my conclusion, intrusion detection and prevention systems are essential in tools cybersecurity designed to monitor and respond to malicious activities across networks and systems. Even the police force and FBI utilizes these tools to help certain cases. With a range of many vendors offering open source solutions, when integrated with other technologies, IDPS becomes an important part of a layered defense strategy that stops threats, but also supports investigations and constant updates on security posture. And then pretty much that's my project. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.